Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of Final Fantasy. Last time, we made it to Pravoka and got rid of the pirate infestation here in the town. And in this episode, we're going to be doing what I'm going to be calling maintenance episode this time. What these episodes are going to entail is basically we're going to be doing inventory management, as well as maybe exploring a little bit of the town and the surrounding areas, but not very much story progression. So, you already know where the inn is, and we're going to go ahead. Let's see how much gold I have. 873 gold, not very much. There's the pirate leader. He gave us his ship by defeating him. The item shop is over here on the left, and the armor shop is here as well. We're gonna get, we're gonna get a wooden shield for Jean. We're going to get gloves for everyone. They're pretty cheap, and they're not great, but it's better than nothing. Going back in, I'm actually eventually going to want the iron armor for Jean because it's good. Eventually, when I can afford it. Obviously, I could buy one armor for Jean, or stuff for everyone else, so. Gloves, 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 gloves. Okay, things are a little more expensive here, in Pravoka. We still have our heal, pure, and tents, but we also have a cabin. Now, a cabin, as I mentioned, is better than tent, but as you can see, it's way more expensive. So tents will do. They don't restore your magic slots, but in a pinch they'll do. Cabins will heal you a lot more, but as you can see, they are pricey. And we're gonna head to the right side, which is where most of the good stuff is. Oh, get out of my way. So here's the clinic. We don't need the clinic. White magic. Let's talk about white magic. There are 4 spells here, all level 2. Lamp cures darkness. So if an enemy casts darkness on one of your party, Lamp will cure it. We'll talk about darkness in a second. Mute prevents a magic caster from casting spells. I guess the idea is if they can't say the spell, they can't cast the spell. And yeah. We're not going to be encountering any enemies that cast spells for a while, so this is not really worth it right now. And just so you know, status effects are not necessarily spells. So for example, when we fought the ghouls and they paralyzed us, those were status effects, not spells. So Mute does not prevent those. Alit is anti-lightning, I guess is what it is, anti-lightning. And it protects you from lightning elemental damage, which some enemies just have naturally. It also is bugged, but in a good way, so a good bug. It also prevents or helps negate, or how do I put this? Reduces the chances of you getting a status effect from enemies that are weak to lightning. So on top of preventing straight up lightning damage or reducing lightning damage, any attack from an enemy that could cause a status effect and that enemy is weak to lightning, it reduces that as well. Kind of weird, I know, but that's how it works. So I am going to pick up anti-lightning, and I am going to pick up invisible. Invisible is a pretty good spell that increases evasion by 40 points on whoever you cast it. So it helps evade attacks. So it's pretty good. These are the two spells I'm going to be grabbing for Bran here in Pravoka. I can't afford them both right now, and so I'm going to hold off on it right now. Let's talk black magic. For Ren, we also have 4 level 2 spells here. Ice is obviously an ice attack. That attack that does damage to enemies that are weak to ice. Dark is what I was telling you that lamp counters. So what dark does is it's a status effect on all enemies. So it targets all the enemies during an encounter. And what it does is it reduces the enemy's chance of hitting you by 20%, and it also increases the chance of you hitting the enemy by 20%. So say enemy has high evade, you cast dark, and you can hit, and it'll be easier for you to hit them. Additionally, if an enemy has high hit percentage, you cast dark and it makes it harder for them to hit you. So it's a pretty good one. I think this is supposed to be temper. Temper is broken. It doesn't work. I think it's supposed to increase your allies' attack, but it doesn't work, so don't buy it. Okay, slow. Slow is another debuff against enemies. It also attacks all the enemies during an encounter. And what this does is, if an enemy does multiple attacks per round, it reduces that to 1. So you remember, again, with the ghouls, they were attacking us for 2 or 3 hits per attack, or per turn. This would reduce it to 1. So this is particularly useful whenever you're fighting enemies that have a chance of casting Paralyze, for example, on an attack. If they have 3 attacks, that's 3 times that they could paralyze you. If you reduce that to 1, you decrease the chance of you being paralyzed to 1. So that's useful. The downside to slow is that if an enemy only does 1 attack per turn, this is actually completely useless. So it's a little more limited in its usefulness. I find that dark is useful in more situations, so I'm going to end up going with dark and ice. Those are going to be my 2 level 2 spells, so that's another 800 gil for a total of 1,600 so far. Alright, you gotta keep that in mind, because we're going to be doing some of that, getting gold. Now weapons. Oh man, okay. The short sword is the only thing we're going to be picking up here. Now, the short sword is really the only weapon worth buying. Obviously, we already have Iron Hammer. There's the hand axe and the scimitar. Honestly, the scimitar is pretty good, but doesn't do as much damage as the short sword. Now, the short sword gives you a plus 10 to hit percentage. So I'm gonna actually pull out here and show you my status. So you see my hit percentage is at 21. Now remember, I told you we wanted 32. If I buy the short sword, that increases my hit percentage, right? Remember, we want to get the closest to 32 as we can. Actually, we're really close to leveling up, so I'm actually going to grab that now, so I can show you guys. So I'm going to buy the short sword, yes, for Jean. And actually, I could go out, equip it now. So remember, we are at 21 hit percentage. .26 hit percentage. It increases it. So in our next level up, we should be getting pretty close to that magical 32 number. And I'm gonna go back inside and sell the rapier for a measly 10. Oh, alright. It's worth 10, you sell it for half its worth. That's how this works. Wonderful. Okay, so we're pretty much as good as we're gonna get in terms of offense. So we need, how much was it? 800. Was it 800 for the iron armor? Yes, 800 for the iron armor, and then 800 each. Jeez, that's a lot of gil we're gonna be grinding for. But as I mentioned earlier, this is a lot of grinding, so we might as well get to it. Now, the only point of coming to Pravoka, I should say, if you're interested in knowing this, you do get a free short sword later in the game, but it's further down the line, and in my opinion, not worth waiting for, because in order to get to the place where you get the short sword for free, it's very tough. The enemies are incredibly difficult, and it's already, to me, in my opinion, worth having the short sword now. But that's just my opinion. So now we have the ship, and the music changes to I really like the ship music. Okay. Our first sea encounter. This is going to be, this is good. These, of all the enemies you're going to encounter on the ocean, you always encounter the same kind. There are just a limited amount of enemies you encounter on the water, no matter what oceans you're sailing. So you have the Kizoku, which we're fighting now. The Kizoku, they'll remind you of the pirates that we fought earlier. These guys have 50 hit points. The reason you want to encounter these instead of other enemies in the area is that they drop a whopping 120 gil each. So this is a good encounter to get some money. They do have pretty good evade at 12%, so they may at early levels you may be missing a lot. So go ahead and try to hit them. I doubt Ren and Bran are going to be doing any kind of hits. Oh, okay, I'll take it. Okay, so that we got a first strike, so that's why we get to go again. Like I said, they do have 50 hit points, so it's gonna. Oops, nope. It's gonna take a couple of rounds to kill them. They're not particularly. Oh, of course, Eric got hit. Did I not rest at the inn? I don't think I rested at the inn. Oof. Okay. Oh boy. Or maybe he just hit him really hard. I don't know. Jeez. That's a lot of damage. Alright, we gotta get rid of this guy, gotta get rid of this guy. Use another cure on Eric. Alright, good. Alright, then we can just focus this guy down. However, I do think I want to cure Bran. Alright, guys, come on. Let's finish this off. Okay. Goodness. So you can see we got a lot of gold of Gil there. Beautiful. So Jean went up to over 100 hit points. That is wonderful. Ooh, good. Eric went up close to 100. That's a good level up for... Oh, beautiful. Oh, this is nice. Alright, we're actually definitely heading back to town here and gonna sleep it off. That was a rough one. But that was really good. So let's actually take a look. Let's see how close we are. Ah, we're only a few points off from that terrific 32 on hit percentage. That is what we are looking forward to. Yes. And actually, now that we have 500 gold Gil, I'm gonna go ahead and buy Dark. So I can show you guys how Dark works. Now, debuffs have a chance of missing, just so you know. So just because I cast it doesn't mean it's automatically going to hit the enemies with the status effect. That is one thing you have to be aware of. And actually our destination is going to be Quinaria. And the reason I want to go to Quinaria is because I want to purchase lightning. Okay, Sahags are the other kind of enemy we're going to be encountering. This is the regular vanilla version of Sahag. They have 28 hit points. They drop 30 Gil and give us 30 experience. They don't really hit very hard, only 10 to 20 hit points of damage, but their evade is 36, so it's going to be the perfect time to cast Dark. And as you can see, you don't target because it hits everyone, right? Well, it targets everyone, so we'll see how it works. Oh, come on. Of course they're going after Bran. So there's Dark. Ineffective. Darkness. Darkness. Darkness and Darkness. So the only one it missed is that middle one. So I'm actually going to focus that guy down. And we'll just go ahead and try to hit these guys. Now the only thing is you don't know which enemies are attacking, right? So I don't know which enemies are doing which. So I'm not sure if can't believe I'm already gonna have to use Cure. I don't want to risk Bran's life. The rest of the battle should not go too badly though, since they are Darkness. Okay, that should do it. Nice. Alright, that was excellent. That's exactly how these battles should go. They can be a little tricky. We got a good amount of gold, good experience. We'll go ahead and dock here. And I'm gonna head straight into the magic shop, the dark magic, and get myself lightning. Now, we talked about lightning early, and I told you I wasn't gonna get it. I meant to grab it actually, but I forgot. So I'm gonna grab it. It's only 100. All right. Now I'm going to stay on my ship, but I'm gonna stay in this area because it's a lot cheaper to rest at this inn than it is to rest at the Provoca Inn. This inn only costs 30 gold. The other one costs 60 gil. I'm gonna keep saying gold and gil interchangeably, so apologies if that bothers anyone that's like a hardcore Final Fantasy guy or gal. Yeah. Okay, these are great. To make this battle easier, I am gonna go ahead and use the darkness again. Just to make it easier, and we'll see how much better we do. Let's see. So ineffective. It didn't hit everyone. So that middle row is the one I'm going to be going after, and hopefully that'll take care of the problem. But anyway, as per usual, since we've already seen this particular encounter, I am going to cut this fight, and I will see you guys when it's over. Alright guys, the battle is over, and as you can see, we got 600 gil from that one. So that is excellent. Go ahead and go back in and take a rest at the end. We did take some damage. That was a little drawn out. A little more drawn out than I had hoped. I'm going ahead and rest for only 30 gil. Okay. Now, I'm going to swim around and just do some random encounters until I get to the other 3 enemy types. There are still 3 enemy types that we have not encountered yet. Once we encounter them, I will bring it back up so we can talk about those enemies. Actually, perfect. This is it. This is the toughest encounter that we're going to be fighting on the water ever. Sharks have a whopping 120 hit points, and they do some damage, between 22 and 44 attack, and they hit 99. They have a 99 hit percentage. Additionally, as with most water creatures, they have a high evade at 36%. So really what you want to do with the sharks is hit them with lightning. You can hit them with a darkness to start off with. That is a strategy, but my strategy is gonna be lightning with Ren, and then melee with everyone else. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit lightning. As you can see, that was a substantial hit on Eric. But you can see lightning does good damage, so we already have him to about 20 hit points left. So we're actually just gonna melee him out. There we go. Alright, you know it's bad when Ren actually cuts you and kills you. They are gonna give us 66 gold, so that's not bad. And the experience isn't bad either. Everyone gets 66 experience points just for that one fight. What are we looking at? I mean, we're still 300, almost 400 experience from the next level, but I might give Eric a heal here. Okay. So again, I'm just going to swim around or sail around until I hit the next 2 encounters. And then I'll pop back in, we'll talk about them, and then we'll go from there. So that's what happens when an enemy gets a first strike. Now they got their first strikes, we didn't get to go. Now the battle's gonna start normally, which means that a lot of them are going to get another attack before we get our attacks off. So that's just how first strikes work. It's really obnoxious, but not much we can do about it. So as you can see, the Sahags are actually attacking again. So, oh, thankfully he got his attack off first. If we can get them all, beautiful. All right, so this next, so the battles, it's gonna go a lot easier now that we've cast darkness on everyone. But anyway, I'm gonna cut the fight because it's just a regular fight with Sahags. And again, like I said, I'll catch you guys whenever we fight somebody new. Oh, okay, this is, as you guys saw, we're fighting Odd Eye. Now, this is probably one of the worst possible combinations that we could be fighting. Additionally, they got first strike, so this is not good. This is genuinely a threat right now at our level. Odd Eyes are weak to lightning, as all ocean creatures are. They only have a 10 hit points, and they only give us 10 experience points. I mean, 10 gil. And they don't do a lot of damage. They only do 4 to 8 hits of damage, points of damage when they do hit. But that's not what they do. Their threat comes from paralyzing. They do gaze, so they paralyze us. As you can see, Ren is stunned, which means paralyzed. So they will always be the thing that we want to take out first. Now, as I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but anyone who is stunned, any character or enemy that is stunned, is more likely to get hit by an attack. So right now, Ren is pretty vulnerable, and since we can't cast darkness, because Ren is stunned, this is actually problematic. So the first thing we're going to do with our characters is definitely go after the Odd Eyes. I actually don't have anything I can do with Bran other than go for the Odd Eye. Oh, goody. Well, oh man, you can't stun what's already stunned, thankfully, and yeah, that's the only good thing about that. We really gotta get... There we go, critical hit. Alright, that's one down. Okay, come on, guys. We really need you guys to wake up. Why, man? This is... Okay, finally. Good, he got crit hit. Ugh. Okay, this is a huge problem. Oh, come on! Come on, Ren, go next. Alright, everyone got hit with darkness. This is good. Wait, did it not heal him? Did I go for the wrong guy? I think I might have healed the wrong guy. Oh, goodness. Alright, we're going to start with this top Sahag, and we're going to lightning. I meant to cure Eric. Why didn't I cure? Wait. Yeah, cure on Eric. Oh, good God. Good. Okay. Go for that guy. I can't believe Jean is still stunned. It's ridiculous. Alright, I'm gonna have to freaking cure him again. Oh, how are you still missing? Freaking hit. I need you to hit. Oh my God. Alright, we're gonna have to start using potions next. If this doesn't fix itself. Come on, Jean, get out of this. Stun. Can't believe he's still stunned. This is ridiculous. And I don't know how long darkness lasts. I don't know if it lasts an entire turn. I mean, an entire fight. I honestly don't know. That's a good question. Finally. Alright, we're down to 3. I mean, we're down to 2. Okay. My last lightning. We're actually going to give him a heal. Ridiculous. Jean was stunned the entire fight. Oh, rough. That's the only way to describe that. Really, really rough. I'm gonna go heal. And there's only one enemy type left to look at, so we're gonna look at that enemy type next. Okay guys, I've been playing for about 30 minutes before we finally encountered the last type of monster in this area. These are the red Sahag. So while their green vanilla counterparts have 28 hit points, these guys have 64 hit points. They do between 15 and 30 damage, which is substantially more than their green counterparts. Drop 105 gil and give 105 experience points. Their evade is a ridiculous 39%, which you will know is second only to Odd Eye in this area. So lightning is definitely the way to go against these guys, but since we're fighting a total of 5 Sahags, I'm actually going to start off. Well, they're always your first target. I'm going to go ahead and attack them first. Additionally, I'm going to hit them with a dark. You will notice I have an extra spell slot, and that is because we did level up. I'll show you guys all that after this fight, and we'll just finish off this episode after this battle. You will see that Jean is going to be doing 2 attacks now because we did reach that 32 mark. Of course, the red Sahags are going after Bran. 2 hits, 76. Done and done. Jean just got really, really good. It's basically done. Like these, as long as Jean is up and not paralyzed, these battles are going to be cake. Well, not cake, but a lot easier. You notice how all these enemies have been going after Bran, despite the quote-unquote 1/8 only 1/8% of the chance. That's not a percent. 1/8 is not a percent. 1 out of every 8 possible attacks are focused at Bran, except they're not. Yeah, these 2 hits are just so good. I'm gonna have to heal himself. Will somebody please hit? There we go. Now there are 2, so he's doing 2 hits. That means one of them could miss, and he can only do 1. But he does a maximum of 2 hits. Okay. Excellent. Go ahead and sleep this one off immediately. I'll let you guys see how we leveled up, and then we're calling this episode. And actually, we have enough gil that we can go back to Pravoka and finish getting all the equipment and stuff that we want. But we'll do that next time. Go ahead and show you guys really quickly. We're level 5. As you can see, his damage is 27, hit percent at 32, that magical number. His evade is at 40 and absorb at 17. As you can see, Eric is getting up there. He's at triple-digit health points now, and his absorb is still weak, and but his evade is getting there. His evade is getting there. He's at 17 at damage and hit percentage as well. So as you can see, that's pretty good. As far as our magic, Ren has 4 level 1 slots now, so he can cast lightning 4 times, which is good. Darkness 3 times. We don't have any level 3 spells. And same with Bran, he can cure and harm 4 times. He doesn't own any level 2 spells yet. So we're gonna go ahead and go back to Pravoka, get Ren his what was it? Ice. And we're gonna go ahead and get Bran Invisible and Anti-Lightning as his level 2 spells. Oh, and I think, yes, we're gonna go ahead and also, I didn't equip the wooden shield, idiot. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of the chainmail and get Jean the iron plate. And that's what we're gonna do, but I'm gonna do that off screen. And in the next episode, we'll pick up the story again, because all the level grinding I was going to do in between episodes happened with me trying to find that stupid red Sahag so I can show you guys. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of Final Fantasy. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys next time.